when Tom Brady connected with Brandin Cooks on a 25-yard touchdown pass to complete Sunday's finalmin comeback win against the Texans. It put an exclamation mark on a surprising trend from early this season. Brady, even at 40 years old, is throwing the deep ball at a higher rate than we've ever seen him do it before. In the first 3 games this season, Brady's 22 attempts of passes 20 or more yards downfield leads the NFL, according to data kept by Pro Football Focus. He's also pacing the league by throwing the deep pass on 20% of his overall attempts. It's an unprecedented pace for Brady, and it's also extremely high rate based on recent NFL history. Last season, for example, the Steelers' Ben Roethlisberger led the NFL in deep passes by chucking it on 16.9% of his attempts, and Carolina's Cam Newton was second at 13.9%. Dolphins quarterback Jay Cutler ranks second behind Brady this season at 19.5%. Brady's high for downfield attempts was 13.4% in 2006, when data on such passes was first collected. Even in 2007, when he had Randy Moss in his arsenal and Brady tossed 16 touchdowns of 20-plus yards, the Pats signal caller threw just 12.6% of his passes downfield, which pales in comparison to his current rate. Patriots fans are far more accustomed to seeing Brady attack defenses with more of a slow and steady approach than with a high-flying offense that takes deep shots down the field. In 2011, for example, Brady threw for a career-high 5,235 yards and attempted just 9.8% of his passes 20 or more yards downfield. That ranked 27th among 31 qualified quarterbacks, as the vast majority of Brady's 611 attempts that season were of the shorter variety. The receivers on the 2011 team were better suited to that approach. Wes Welker, who caught 122 passes, was as dominant as anyone in that part of the field, and the tight end duo of Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez complemented the short-yardage passing game. In recent years, Julian Edelman has thrived as such a specialist. But when he suffered a knee injury last month, that will keep him out for the season. Brady lost one of his favorite and most dependable targets in the short passing game. Still, it's a bit of a surprise to see Brady morphing this season into a gunslinger who relies on the deep ball. That's a lot different than the dink-and-dink offense that many still associate with Brady. But with the addition of Brandin Cooks and Chris Hogan during the past 2 years, plus Philip Dorsett, who's already caught 2 passes of more than 20 yards to a unit that featured Rob Gronkowski and his explosive ability, the Patriots now have a number of big play threats. In fact, those are 4 of the 11 receivers to average at least 16 yards per reception since the start of 2016, minimum 50 targets. The good news for Patriots fans is that Brady has been very effective throwing the ball deep. His 135.4 passer rating on deep passes is the 4th highest mark in the NFL, and he has 4 touchdown passes of 20 or more yards, which is more than any other quarterback in the first 3 weeks. But the downside to this strategy has been the amount of hits opponents have gotten on the 40-year-old. Forced to hold on to the ball longer as plays develop, Brady has been hit 19 times this season, which is the most in the NFL, and includes 8 by the Texans' defense this past week. It's a foreign approach for the Pats, for sure, and it might seem difficult to trust. But based on past seasons, you'd expect the number of deep attempts to even out a bit as the season goes on. It's also fair to wonder if the Patriots' offense can rely on the boomer-bust nature of this gunslinging style against better competition late in the season. But at least for now, the Patriots' offense looks like a deep-passing attack, and based on the 33 points they're averaging thus far, it appears to be working.